Well, we're over here at our job, the job site. Now, we've already got all the stone up, and they had these temporary boards around the window just to keep the measurement and the stone in line. Now, I've got Randy up in the bucket, on a ladder in the bucket. Brave soul there. And he is putting the fresh trim up around the windows. This is going to be the actual pressure treated trim that they'll be able to paint once they get the paint scheme going. And this is also what the shutters are going to attach to. The other was just junk wood. And although my husband says he's not afraid of heights, he is afraid of heights.
Oh, I'm definitely afraid of heights.
He says he's definitely afraid of heights. Oh. We've got the tractor bucket as far up as it'll go. I've got a keeper pin right there that's keeping it locked in. So the bucket ain't gonna go anywhere. The tractor ain't gonna go anywhere.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. If it does, we've got a major problem. And you know, he'll knock down part of the stone. And you could see where all the black weatherboarding and weatherproofing and everything was put in before we did the stone. And those boards are going in so tight in around that stone. Which luckily I don't think they ever use those upper windows. They're never opened.
Oh, no.
I think if you had to, you could open them. I mean, they're not, set to where they don't open.
Yeah, they're not. They're usable.
Right. Just that they're never used. That goes into attic space. We figured that's about 25 foot. That's what, 25 foot or 30 foot to that peak? I think it's about 30 foot to that peak. Once all the trim is up, he's going to do the trim on the windows, on all three of the windows, and then up here, coming down on each side, we'll have pressure treated trim, and down these sides will be pressure treated as well. Then it's up to the painters to do all their painting, And then we'll come back and put this real decorative eave or gable on this end. A lot of tedious work. Making sure everything fits just right. Yeah, if it don't fit just right, you can tell because none of the seams will go in just right. And you want to make sure everything looks just right. It's kind of funny because when something is off just a little bit, that's what's going to pull your eye to it. I'm showing you what he's doing while he's working. We'll bring you back this afternoon to show you the trim work.
That's it.
It's touching.
Okay, we got to get over that way where it's in line with the window.
All right. Okay. Well, we're back here on our job and doing some final finishing up on the stonework. And I'll put a little bit more in this. Oh, there. Yeah, kind of filling it up. What we've done when we put the trim in the other day, we accidentally knocked out all the beating and banging. We actually knocked out a couple stones. So, and that's kind of common, especially when you're trying to push them in the cracks around the windows. So we repaired those, and then we don't want to have a lot of cement in each crack. Well, it's more like a stack stone look, but there's some cracks that are a little bit bigger that you do have to add some mortar to. And Randy is not a pastry chef by no means.
No, by no means.
But he uses cement looking pastry bag and kind of fill in some of these gaps. And then come back with a tool, smooth them in, or a brush off the excess. But like some of these gaps, like
brush
up here, like these.
Yeah, I just want to see how it's going to work.
Yeah, I know.
Where's that brush at?
Probably over here in the pile.
No, that little brush that I bought at the store this morning.
Then it should be in the bag behind the seat. But some of these cracks like here, you can't get a stone, but you could see the back filling, or you could see the wire that's got to be filled in. So you can barely see it through there. But if someone is standing right here, they would definitely be able to see it. So we don't want that look. So it's not every crack's going to get the mortar. It's, pick and choose. Like if I'm looking at this wall, I would say right here and maybe here. Wouldn't need it. If I'm looking like around some of these big ones, I would say right in here and maybe right there. Maybe around this stone. So you just kind of stand back and look, and you pick and choose where you want to throw that mortar in those cracks. But it's not every crack's going to have mortar. Like there's going to be some mortar around that big stone there, because right now it just looks like it's just floating. And you don't want that look right there.
I don't have any food.
Neighborhood dog he just kind of comes and hangs out. He's like, I just want some loving.
No, he comes up for lunch.
He comes up for lunch. So what Randy's doing now is just kind of refilling that bag, and there's a certain consistency we've got to get that.
Got to flow through the bag.
It's got to flow through the bag, and thick enough to flow through, thin enough to flow through the bag, but thick enough to stick. It's a weird consistency. And these old timers that's done this for years, I know they know exactly what consistency. We've not done this for years. We may be old timers, but we've not done this for years. So he's putting not large amounts in the bag, about medium, not even half the bag, maybe a quarter of the bag. And it's almost like you're better off doing small amounts, coming back, mixing more, do another small amount, mix some more. Yeah, so you see he's going in right where I showed you where that, you could see that wire. Do you hear this plane in the distance, dear?
Huh?
Do you hear this plane that's in the distance? Oh, well, he can't hear it yet. I could hear it, and y'all probably... Apologize if my video got stopped a minute there. I had a phone call come in. Very good, important phone call we were expecting. All right, so now he's going around the windows. He had went up through this crack, and remember, this is where I was showing you could see the metal. Or the metal screening. Now you don't see the metal screening. You can hardly see the concrete, a few little places, and that's fine. And right now he's just doing this lower half, and then after he gets so far up, then we'll put him in the bucket and he'll do the upper half. Do right in here, dear. And then right there. Sometimes you just gotta stand back and look at some of this stuff. And this is the tedious. See, and he's just using that brush, just, we had a box of brushes. You bought another one. Yeah. He's just taking that brush and just kind of brushing that excess mortar out. I'm going to step back and get the bigger picture. I was talking earlier, I know Randy can't hear it, but out here in the country, there is someone flying a small little plane, and I was saying that y'all probably could hear it in the background maybe, but they're doing tricks. You could hear them like, doing a loop-de-loop or whatever. And it's kind of neat. I wish I could see it. I could hear it, but there's so many trees, you can't see it. Well, this is the final steps that we've got for this stone. The next they're going to have painters come in and paint all the trim work, paint the rest of the house. Then we're going to be building that upper eave that's going to be showing. But this is the final steps of doing this stonework. This is just final touches. the icing on the cake, if you will, the final touches. I believe we're also going to be building some wooden shutters. So they'll be going on here as well. So I'm just showing you how this is ending up. It has turned out beautiful. This has turned out wonderful. Very time consuming, very tedious. We're not busy, we're not speedy. We're slow, steady. We've not worked 7 days a week on this project for this gentleman. On average, 3 days a week. And y'all started this, what, about 3 months ago?
No, it ain't been that long.
2 months ago, maybe?
Oh.
About 2 months ago. Him and Andrew started this. And like I said, 2 days, 3 days a week. It was during March and April. We're now at the 1st of May. I think it was probably the 2nd week of March. We had a little cold spell the 1st of March. So 6 weeks, 3 days a week. Not bad. Just slow and steady wins the race. Could a regular mason person get this knocked out in 2 weeks? Probably. We are not. He's not a mason person by no means. He does handyman work. But he's also a little bit of a perfectionist. So a little bit slow at everything he does because he treats it as his own.
And he's old.
And he's old, yes. He's old. Oh. But I was just showing you what the final stonework looked like. This house is not going to even look the same once everything's done. Everybody needs a facelift. That's what this house is getting, a nice facelift. Well, if y'all have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, and share. If you've done any kind of projects like this, we'd like to know. Easier ways to do things, quicker ways, cost-efficient ways. And this day and time, you've got to look at all those things. But we're just showing you what this stonework is finishing up looking like. I'm going to add some pictures of start to middle to finish, as in right now. That way you'll see the pictures of the progress. So, well, remember, as always, we love you. God loves you. Y'all have a great day.